I've come back to the limited run store. Hey guys, what's going on? MONADO Max here. We are back at the limited run store. I have been here for a few minutes and I think they have actually brought back some of their old stock that they had in the back because there are so many older games that has definitely not been here when I was here last time back in April. I'm here for GalaxyCon this week, so I had the opportunity to come back to the Limited Run store. It's probably going to be the last time that I'm back here at Limited Run until probably next year for GalaxyCon, in all honesty, because the only reason why I was able to go in April is an extremely rare chance. The store is only open Friday through Sunday, and those are the days that are extremely difficult to get off of my current job. So yeah, we're going to experience this Limited Run store one last time. I'm going to film everything, and I'm over, like, I don't know if overwhelmed is the right word, but like, it's just crazy. They have so much stuff that was definitely not here last time. So let's just go ahead and start looking at some of these awesome games.
Going to do some commentary over these clips because they had customers throughout the whole store, and right here is the opening of the store. This is what the entrance looks, this is what you see. And immediately I walk over to the Nintendo Switch games because I am Mr. Nintendo Switch after all. And it just always impresses me to see the inventory of Switch games they have. They have so many of their older releases that you still cannot get online. If you could get it online, it's always a ridiculous price from the resellers. It's just so cool to be able to come into a store, especially Limited Run themselves, to have these games for retail price, not having to pay the ridiculous over $100 eBay prices. It's so cool seeing the range of games that they have out here. Like, as we're going to see right here, No More Heroes, Night Trap, you got Panzer Dragoon, Quake, The Red Lantern, Star Wars, Shantae. Some of these are pretty expensive. There's the Super Meat Boy that I know we'll see eventually. That's a ridiculously expensive game on the Switch. And it's just so cool to be able to come into a store like this and buy it for retail price. I love the inventory that they have because every time you come in here, you feel like you're getting something special. And then here you are with the PlayStation 4 games. I don't know much about Limited Run's PlayStation 4 games, but there's probably some really rare games right here that are ridiculously priced online that you can get for a retail price here. And then you got the PlayStation 5. They got some new releases mixed in there because they're also a actual store where you can take pre-orders for today's releases, which I think is really cool. Got these awesome displays. That's really cool. Then we go over to this awesome little mini TV where it shows all of their collector's editions for the PlayStation 4. I think these make great displays, but I don't think they're worth the price that you have to pay for. I don't think they come with enough stuff to really be worth the money. I only like the ones that come with statues. That's why I have my Samurai Jack one. Love that. The rest of this is just doesn't interest me. I know there's a market out there for people. I know they love it. It's just, for me, it's not worth it. I'd rather just get the standard edition game unless it comes with a statue. And they have so many cool things out here. It's so cool to see. And then we got more PlayStation 4 games. There's going to be a lot of PlayStation 4 games throughout this whole video. Be sure to let me know if there's anything in here that's like, oh my gosh, Max, that's actually a hard game to find. Because I don't know enough about Limited Run's PlayStation 4 games, because, you know, I go with the Switch. And they got their overstock of PlayStation games. Then they have this demo station that has all of the games that they have made throughout Switch and PlayStation. Always think that's super cool. Then you got more PlayStation 4 games. Oh my Lord Jesus. It feels like every time I come in here, that's more and more PlayStation 4 games. Like, they have to add a extra aisle just for PlayStation 4 games. If anyone knows what this game is, I am so confused. It's a Limited Run game. The cover is interesting. It's rated M. I'm so confused. Please let me know if you guys know what that is. Then we go over to the Switch Collector's Edition games. There's actually stuff here that I want to buy, but I don't care about the Collector's Editions. I mean, it's cool to have the Switch logo and all that. It's just, I don't think it's worth paying extra money for. That might be a controversial take because I do know a lot of people buy this stuff. And then we go over to their book section. They always are selling books. I think they've even written some of these books. That's pretty cool that they're passionate about those books. As you can see, yeah, there's one right here that Limited Run has made. I don't know the history surrounding these books, but Limited Run's got books. That's pretty cool. Video game books. And then they're very big into making vinyl. I know they have way more vinyl because I was there at the grand opening and they had tables and tables of vinyl. But here is a small selection of their CDs and vinyl section, which I think looks really cool, but I don't have space for it. I already collect too much. They got the trading cards. That's another big thing, that they have some really cool stuff actually when it comes to cards. Then you go over here to the cash register. They have stickers, pins, everything you can imagine is right there. Then we go over to more PlayStation 4 games. Goodness gracious. I wish the Switch had this menu, where you could just have an overflow of Switch games at the limited run store. I just know the Switch sells out so much that that's never going to happen. Then you go over to the Vita. They still have a nice selection of Vita games. Then we go over here to their convention exclusives. Typically they're about $90, the convention exclusives. It's basically like Super Nintendo boxes, basically. Then we go to their new releases. A lot of cool stuff in here. Some that I even picked up. You might be able to get some hints of what I picked up.
Thought this was pretty cool. Limited run re-release Glover. And if you guys don't remember, I appear in Jay Matthews' Glover video, which is really cool. That video was really awesome, well edited. But I know if Jay Matthew was here, he would be buying this because he's got a complete original Glover. And I hope one day they actually put this on the Switch. This is a re-release of the N64 version, and it looks awesome. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I will not be buying that because I'm not that big of a Glover fan, so if it ever comes to Switch though, I would definitely buy that.
Then we go over here to their pre-owned section, the glass case section, which is where over $20 stuff goes in the glass case. I have always criticized this area because it's always hard to look at this particular area because of the pink lights. They always kind of put too much stuff in there, and it's just a mess to really look through this stuff. I think they've gotten a little bit better about it because it was easier to film this time, easier to look, but still, it's just something about this area. I feel like there's a better way they could show off these games where you don't have to get on the ground. Like, I'm literally on the ground at one point. But they have a good selection, especially if you look at the very top stuff. It's hard. I'm a tall person, and it's hard to see the tall stuff that they have. Like, yeah, I don't know. This is the one area I think they got to work on where it's easier for customers to look. And I think some of it's the pink lights that make it hard to really see the display case. I don't know what they could do because they don't have much more space, but you can see that they have a lot of variety of Switch games. A lot of people might be confused why there's some limited run games in there. When people trade in their games, they obviously are going to put them in the pre-owned section. They don't sell it for retail price. So you got your Wii U, PlayStation 2, they have all the consoles over here. Collector's editions are up top. But they have a nice selection. Some of the prices of their games are, I don't know, it's like meh. But I don't know. Most of it's good prices, but there's like an example, a lot of the PS5 stuff we're going to be seeing on here. There was some stuff in here that I was like, that's definitely cheaper everywhere else. Like a major price difference online, for example. But a good selection. It's just I wish it was easier to see this stuff, and I don't know the best way of, you know, what's the next best thing to do. I think they've gotten better though. They've gotten way better with this, because if you look at the past videos, I really complain about this section, and I don't think I'm complaining as much as I typically do. Got a lot of Vita stuff here, which is very surprising. 360, I feel like it's the same 360 games that we've seen last time, but really good selection. Impressed with this area, just needs a little work. Then we go over to the other pre-owned section where it's not in the display case, where they got a range of all sorts of games. They even have pre-owned Switch games for under 20 bucks. I was like, oh my gosh, so cool. Then we go over here to their re-release section where they re-release NES, Super Nintendo games, Game Boy games. They do it all. For me, I don't care about this, but I know there is a giant market out there for people that love this stuff. It's cool that Limited Run has the technology to do this. I'm a big fan of this. I want to see them put Glover on the Switch, though. I saw they re-released Glover. Come on, put it on the Switch. Do it. Do it. But I don't know if this stuff sells. I know there's a big market, but I feel like it's always the same stuff every single time. Then we got their Xbox One games. I guess they're done doing that because they haven't done any since then. They got the 3DS games, really cool. Then we go to their PC section. They have a bunch of PC re-releases. I know that there's going to be so many PC Master Race people that's like, why are you not buying that? That's so cool, the Star Wars re-releases. I'm just not that big into PC physical games collecting. It's just not for me. I know there's a market out there. I know people are probably a big fan of this section, but yeah, not for me, not for me. Then we go over to this. This is the weirdest collector's edition. It's Among Us for the PC, but inside is a digital code. It's the only limited run release, I think, that has a digital release. The weirdest release. It's not a true physical release. Here we are with the Xbox section of pre-owned games. They actually have a nice selection of all of this, especially their PlayStation stuff. You're going to see a giant PlayStation 3 collection. I was just like, ugh. Very impressed. Now, camera work's going to be a little sloppy here. There's a customer right beside me. It was difficult to film. I think this is kind of a weird area to have this amount of games in because the wall is right behind me. So it was awkward to film and have customers right there. And I mean, just in general with no customers there, or not, just no camera there, it's hard to look at this section of the store. But that's okay. It's great. Then we go over here. Oh my gosh, the limited run. I think it's called Swing and Smash, I think is what you call that arcade machine. Oof, that arcade machine. Then we go to the skateboards. I know they sell so many skateboards. That's actually kind of cool. I wish they had more t-shirts. They only have 3 t-shirts. They gotta do more t-shirts, man. Then we go to this stuff over here. They got their trading cards, the booster boxes. They sell the CD of the exclusive soundtrack that they play inside the store, which is pretty cool. Then they got the posters. All of these posters are games that they've helped distribute in some form. They had some part of this, whatever games on these posters, which is pretty cool. Got them Doom helmets. Those are pretty cool, but very, very expensive. We got plushies over there. Then we got some of these controller mini arcade display stuff. Yeah, same stuff as last time.
Okay, it's limited run tradition for me to go over Atkins Machines. I don't believe in myself today. The last few times I have believed in myself, and we ended up with nothing. Today, I'm not confident at all. We are not doing the claw machine over here. That's not happening. I know that's going to be a waste of money. This, I'm like somewhat starting to master this, but like I said, I'm not confident in myself today. Got $4, 4 attempts. I think I'm just gonna go for the Super Nintendo cartridge right here because this is for the Carbon engine for River City Girls, and this one only the Carbon engine people actually have that cartridge. So I don't know how Limited Run has an extra one, but I'm gonna try to get that extra one. That way I can be part of the Carbon engine team, but I have nothing to do with the Carbon engine team. So I'm gonna try to go for that. None of these games really interest me. I mean, the Shrek the Third, the rare game is actually not rare, but yeah, that's what we're going for. Here we go. Okay. First attempt was a major L, but we got another attempt.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, no! I thought that had it. I really thought that had it. I only had one really good try right there. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. One of my favorite things that the Limited Run store has that not many video game stores that I've been to do, that I feel like almost every video game store should do, is the staff picks option. think it's a really cool way to show off more unusual games that maybe people would not be really interested in buying, and then get to see a wide variety of things. They have I'm assuming all of their employees doing all sorts of games for almost every console here. And I think what's really cool about this is not all of these games here are limited run games. So there's not like a bias of, limited run, They're open to, like, see, Halo 3's over here. That's not a limited run game. But this stack picks thing works because I just picked up 2 games over here that I probably would have not bought. But I looked at some of these games over the stat picks. My whole point is, I think this should be a more common thing, and unfortunately, it's not a common thing. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite things about this whole store.
Then we go over here to their Holy Grail section where they have a bunch of signed stuff. I don't know if this stuff is for sale, but they have that awesome Wonderful 1 over there that's signed by, I guess, the members of Wonderful 101, which is really cool to have the development team to sign stuff. Then they have sealed stuff at the very bottom.
All right, we're about to find out my total. The limited run employee is about to ruin my life here.
Wow, ruin your life?
Listen, man.
It's an employee. It's my store. It does not matter. Total today, it's $294.30. It could be worse. It could be worse. You're fine. You're fine. I've seen bigger.
I know. When I was here for the grand opening, I spent over $1,000.
See, you're less. You're doing fine.
All right. Well. Alright guys, that is it for this video, seeing the whole limited run store. This is the last time you guys will see me here this year, this store. I'm hoping to be back next year. It's probably going to be exactly a year from now though, because I don't see it being possible. I bought almost over $300 worth of games. I know everyone's probably going to be like, what games did you buy? You have to wait for a separate video, the video games pickup video that I typically do at the end of the month. So you'll see this one day. I'm sure the curiosity is really there. I know there's going to be so many comments like, Max, you're teasing it so much. You have it right there. Just show us one game. Show us one game. No, you're seeing nothing. That's it. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out everything that's in the description below, and make sure to comment. Let me know what you think of the store. What was your favorite thing of the whole store? And tell me some limited run games you guys have. Tell me the most expensive one you got. I'm interested in all of this. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.